my beautiful, beautiful souls. Today I have a very specific message for you. So if you're finding this video, this message is most definitely for you. I set out the intention that whoever this is for, it will find them. And today's message is that you are an awakened soul. You are a soul that has come into this reality, into this world, onto this planet, already awake, already able to see yourself as consciousness, as the divine essence, as your higher self. And this is something that has made you feel, I'm sorry, as somebody who is very alienated in the past. Maybe you had a childhood where you were not able to connect to people exactly in the same way as other kids and other adults around you were able to connect. And you maybe struggled with some mundane, simple tasks, such as going to school and staying on schedule, being able to wake up early, stay outside the whole day, be at school, come back, have after school activities. Maybe as a child, you felt very depersonalized and very like you were not exactly like the other kids, like you were different. Maybe your parents or even your family members identified you as somebody who is different and either treated you as that or simply were aware of that and put you in activities that match your different talents and your different way of being. And this is something that is actually a gift and not something that you need to change about yourself. Coming onto this planet as an awakened soul comes with a lot of challenges, because everybody here is actually having the opposite experience than you are. And because of this challenge, you feel like you are different than others, and you've always felt like that. But this message is here to clarify why you feel that way and how to not feel like you're different, like you're excluded, like you're somebody who just is flawed and was born with some kind of issue that needs to be fixed. There is no issue that needs to be fixed with your life experience, the way that you have been born into this planet. It's only that you have a different perspective and you're on a completely different journey than the people around you, and so it may feel like it's very lonely and like it's very isolating. 15 as I say this, for you, this experience, this life experience can feel very challenging because you may feel like you're a sort of space blob, like you're just walking around being an NPC, not really feeling embodied, not really feeling anything, constantly being disassociated, constantly being like drifting off into somewhere as somebody is speaking to you. And then you can experience this difficulty to stay on track, to follow what the normal person's tasks and goals and achievements would be. For example, finishing school, getting a job, getting married, buying a house, having kids. All of those things may feel extra challenging for you. And now let's get into the good stuff of why this is so challenging for you. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to pull some more clarity for you here, but you are on the opposite journey than other people and other souls on this earth are on. Whereas the other persons around you, they're on the journey of becoming more awake, of being able to see their consciousness, of being able to understand that they are a divine unit, that they're part of the divine, and that they're part of the collective consciousness. And everybody around you is trying to tap into that higher self consciousness and higher self way of being. That is their goal, that is their mission, that is their journey that they are having to go on to little by little, because it's not an easy task. It is very difficult for them to be able to achieve the higher states of consciousness and the higher self. It is something that is inaccessible, and that is okay, because that is their mission, that is their path. You are on the other side of the spectrum, on the other path, which is you already came onto this earth with an awakened consciousness, meaning you are already somebody who is able to see themselves as the higher self that they are. So instead of searching for the higher self, you are already that higher self, and you already see the world, yourself and others, and your perspective in general is through that higher self. So when you look at somebody, at a situation, or anything that has happened in your life, you're looking to those things through your higher self consciousness, meaning it may feel a little detached, and it may feel like you're watching stuff from above. And if you picture this, you are this human being, this soul within a human body, and because you were born into already awakened states of consciousness, you are already aware of your divine essence. You are able to abstract yourself, look back. It's almost like those if you watch Doctor Strange, like there is this part where the high sorcerer supreme, she touches Doctor Strange, and she's able to make him kind of divide in different like frames, right? So you're able to step out a little bit behind, like a couple of frames back, and look at everything that is happening from that higher perspective. And because you were already born being able to do that, it feels like you're very detached from everything that is going on, and that you may not be taking part of everything. It's almost as if you're watching a movie. It's almost as if things are happening to you. They're happening in front of you, they're not happening to you. And that can feel like you are very disempowered, and like you are not taking part of your life. You may feel like a space blob in an NPC because of that. However, that is not a disempowerment point. That is actually your power, and you are absolutely correct to have been born that way, is what I'm trying to say. There's nothing wrong with being born with an awakened consciousness, and there's actually a lot of things that you can help society with that awakened consciousness. But for the purposes of this message, okay, you are, my friend, the sun. You are the sun. You are just like this kid here on the sun card. You have been born stripped away from all of the expectations, from all of the ego attributes, from all of the generational curses. You are an awakened soul. You exactly have this light around your head. When you walk into a room, people can see that you're different, and you may have felt different in a negative way, but I will explain to you why you should not feel like you are different and excluded and somehow wrong for being the way that you are in a minute. But you are, just like this kid, awakened. You are stripped away from all of the things that human beings strive their whole life to strip away from. All of the problems, all of the limitations, all of the expectations. You were born onto this planet with an awakened consciousness, just like this card indicates. And what is an awakened consciousness? An awakened consciousness is somebody who has been born into this planet with their higher self present. So that means that when you were born, you were already tapped into your higher self, whereas other people spend their whole life on the journey, and that's right, that's completely okay as well. They spend their whole life on the journey to becoming their higher self, to uncovering that divine essence within them, that one thing that never changes, that one thing that is always constant, that is beyond the body, beyond the soul, beyond the mind, beyond everything. Everybody is always trying to go after that. You are already born without you even realizing. living as your higher self, living as that awakened being. And because you have been born that way, you may have experienced a lot of struggles and a lot of feeling like you're excluded, feeling like you're different, feeling like you're small, like you're limited, which is the exact opposite of what you are. But you felt that way and you were feeling limited like that because other people around you, they are limited. They are not like this. They have clothes on. Like they are not this honest, pure, awakened soul. That doesn't mean that they're bad in some kind of way. What I'm trying to say is when whereas you are able to see everything from higher perspective since a child, the other people are not. They're building onto with through their lifetime to becoming that. And so when a child is born with that kind of qualities, other people don't know what to do with that, and it's natural because they haven't reached that state of consciousness yet, and they also expect the child to not have reached that because they're just a child and they're supposed to not know anything about how to be an awakened soul, right? So the way that I'm picturing this, so I can explain to you a little bit better what that means, is that you're able to see things from a higher perspective. So you may have felt disembodied or disassociated throughout your childhood or even nowadays because you have struggled with regulating your body, with regulating your nervous system, and you have struggled with relationships, with having healthy relationships, because what a healthy relationship to you means does not mean the same to other people. Other people have another view of healthy relationships, which they do because they have certain limitations and you don't. So to you, all of the relationships that you had, you struggled with, including parent relationships, friendships, close relationships, because other people were not able to meet you at that level of pure divine frequency of love, right? And you may have also experienced a lot of challenges when it comes to upkeeping expectations, to presenting yourself in a certain way to other people, to speaking in a certain manner, because you may have felt, like I said, disembodied, and so you're not able to fully step into your body and express yourself and have a presence and have a positioning that represents a true human being. You may have felt like you're not even a human being, like you are somebody who is just floating around in the body, right? And because of that, you have experienced challenges when it comes to relating to other people, making friends, being able to perform at school, and right now, if you're an adult, at your job. And so all of those challenges have come with the hard and wrong realization that there's something wrong with you and that you're different than other people. But this message is here to tell you that you are not. That all the things that you are experiencing and you've been experiencing until now are due to you being in this awakened state of consciousness. And so for you, ever since you can remember, it's always been much easier to see things from a higher perspective than to relate to other people and situations in the mundane world. And so your path, your task, the things that you need to conquer throughout your lifetime is to come down from that higher state of consciousness into your body and embody all of the wisdom, all of the love, all of the divine frequency that you are and that you were born with. Embody that and express that out into the world and be able to position yourself as this human being who has weight, but also is tapped into the higher frequency. Whereas, coming back to how other people are, other people, they have the opposite journey, which is they are born with limitations, they're born with the ego, they're born with all of that, and their journey is to strip away the ego, strip away all of the mundane things and tasks and expectations and ways of being, and step into their higher self and become an awakened consciousness. And Can you tell how those journeys are completely different? Because your journey comes with a completely different challenge, which, and challenges in plural, because there are many. Excuse me. Your challenges have to do with embodiment. Your challenges have to do with learning the the 3D matrix, learning how things work in the 3D world, how people relate to each other, what are the relationships they have, what do they say when somebody is having a loss of their family, what do they say when you go to a certain gathering, to what do you say when you go on a date. All of those things you're needing to learn. You're needing to learn all of those things, whereas other people have already learned those things. They are already having a much easier time in this world, and keeping all of the expectations, because it's easier for them to grasp those things, to understand those things, and it's really easy for them to learn and those 3D mundane things, and so they're able to perform better. And so on the outside, it looks like, if you look at the day-to-day, if you look at the small picture, which is a city, for example, if you look at how you perform in a situation, in your day-to-day life, like how you perform at work, how you perform at your family gatherings, in a family situation, at in your home, all of the ways in, like, if we look at the smaller picture, the way that you perform in all of those situations may feel very challenging for you. However, if we look at your virtues, the things that you're good at, what you're good at is performing in all of those things that are very big picture. So connecting to the divine is very easy for you. Having deep meditations, all of the work with your body, you may be naturally good at yoga, you may be naturally good at somatic practices, you may be naturally good at all of those things that involve leaving behind your body, your mind, all of those things, and that is truly your gift. And so this message is here to tell you that there's nothing wrong for you. There's nothing wrong with you, and that you are here as an awakened consciousness in order for you yourself to help other people leave behind everything that they may feel limited by. This is like your ultimate goal. However, just to wrap up this message for you, it is very important that you as an awakened consciousness realize that there is nothing wrong with you, and that you were just born into a different pattern. Your way, your path, your life path is different than other people, and that is okay. And of course, there's ways in which you can help, and there's places where your path and the path of others merge. However, your experience of the world is naturally different, because you don't come from that small picture mindset. You have a very wide lens, big picture mindset. And so all of the experience that you're gonna have in your lifetime are gonna feel different than other people. And that is totally normal, my soul. That is totally normal, my friend. If you have any questions about this message, or you wanna leave in the comments how you feel, do you feel that way? Does this message resonate? Do you have any questions? Let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you on our next video.